welcome back to my channel. It's Pixie again, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Pixie. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you happen to be doing right now when you're watching this. I hope you're doing fabulously and safely and taking care of yourself and your loved ones. And tonight is another awkward video. Yay, awkward! And I'm gonna do a quick tutorial. I say quick, and watch this be like 40 minutes long, and I'll have to edit it, and I have words, I promise, and then it'll just be a whole disaster. But here we are. We're doing this. It is going to be a 3 a.m. ramble. I'm going to teach you how to make a double or triple layered candy bracelet, cuff, or a choker if you want to make it longer to fit around your neck. But it's a very simple tutorial. It just uses pony beads. So I'm going to unbag some new beads I got, and I bought new elastic cord. So I figured instead of just showing you what I got, I will show you a little quick DIY if you want to do this. I'll link the beads that I bought and the elastic cord down below. I'm not affiliated. I bought this with my own money. I'm not sponsored. I just figured I've done a couple quick DIY tutorials in the past and really long ones also, but I haven't really done a jewelry one. So let's do this. So you're gonna need 3 things, and it's so easy. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be done in a minute, in like no time. You're gonna need elastic cording. This is 1mm white stretchy cord. Again, I bought this off Amazon. It's a whole spool of it because when I do get into my crafty modes, I go through a lot of this. So this was a really good price. And yeah, it's just stretchy elastic. And I wanted to get more into making this. Some people call it candy. That's what I'm going to call it throughout this video. Started with ravers, which I'm a former candy kid, and then the scene kids kind of picked it up, and there's a whole history on candy. I would watch Candy Toy Box if you're interested in more tutorials. They are way better at tutorials than I am, but there's a whole history on it. It's basically trading bracelets and jewelry. So elastic cord, you're gonna need scissors. These are just my little fabric snippers, they're easy. And then you're gonna need beads. You can use any pony beads you want. This is what I got off Amazon yesterday. I have a ton of beads that I could have done this tutorial with, but because these are new, we are going to use these. So this is 800 pieces UV glow-in-the-dark beads for making bracelets off of Amazon. And there's 4 different bags, but we're only gonna use 1 type. Pretty sure you can use any bead that you want for this style of bracelet or necklace, but I got these. So there's hearts, regular pony beads, these are the ones we're going to be using, stars, and then these round beads, and I'm going to put these in Chinese takeout containers. These are the best containers for storing little bits of goodies like beads and safety pins and studs. I save all of these when we have Chinese food. You can wash these, you can throw them away, but they are great for storing beads for me. So, and go figure, my last video had a black light in it, and tonight's video also will be involving a black light. So hopefully this is enough to make my bracelet. Tonight, we are going to be using these, but meanwhile I will dump all these into separate containers. I'm actually really glad that they were separated, because sometimes I'll just, on a very lonely night, I'll sort my beads into different containers if they're like a mixed bag, so I'm kind of happy these came individually wrapped. More noise. We're just tossing the plastic on the floor. But I'm going to set the ones I put in the containers aside for other projects, because I love beads. Like I said, I have millions and millions of beads, and I just keep buying them. I need to actually like make stuff again. I don't know. I've been losing like motivation, and do you ever feel like you're not yourself because you stopped doing something you used to? Like, I'm not even saying like not dressing the way you used to, but like, because where am I going? I clean the house and I barely go anywhere except like Disney, but you know, I used to make stuff like every single day. And there are the stars. We're going to put these aside. but yeah, I need to get back into it. Where is my motivation? So yeah, we're gonna use these tonight. These are just, these are pony beads. So you can look these up. They're also called hair beads. They're also called crafting beads. You can find these at Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. There are beading websites. You can find these everywhere. There's glow in the dark, there's glitter, there's pastel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our cord, but it's gonna be super long because you're going to double it. And we're going to do, let's roughly make it 2 feet, but double it because we're gonna make a bracelet. And my tutorial is probably gonna be terrible, but if you have any questions, comment down below if you get lost. I'll try to go slow and then speed it up and then slow it down and show you what I'm doing the best, to my best ability. So yeah, we have about 2 feet, but I doubled it, so I eyeballed it because I've made these before, but this will probably be enough for a bracelet. And keep in mind that it's very stretchy, so you don't need to worry about it going over your wrist because it will be very stretchy. And just double this double if you want to make a choker. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your ends, which I already did because I doubled it, and put them together. And then you're going to do 3, 3, 3, 3 all the way down until you're done with your bracelet. So I'm not going to go in any order with my beads. We're just going to make a random one for the sake of the tutorial. So you take 3 beads and you just put them on your elastic, and then you find the center, like so. That's what you're going to do. And you're not going to have hair in your eyeball, so you can see what you're doing. And your first couple 3s are going to move around a lot, so you're going to want to make sure that your ends are still meeting. If that makes sense, like they're going to move around a lot. So for the second row, and once you have the second and the third row down, like it's a piece of cake, and you just make it as long as you want, and then you tie it off. You take 3 more on one strand. I'm trying not to like line up the colors so you can actually see what I'm doing. I probably should have done neon instead of these glow in the dark pastels. So you put 3 more on one strand. Then you take the second strand and slide it in the same beads, and then you tighten it. And you're just going to do these loops. Can you see? Over and over and over again. And that's it. That's all you do. So again. And you can use any beads you want. If you're more of the gothic inclination, I'm sure you can find black, purple, and red beads for very cheap. Like I said, they come in all sorts of colors. So 3 more on one strand. And then do the other strand in the opposite direction. And then pull. And that's it. That's literally it. That's how simple it is. And then you have this. So you have a series of 3 beads. Just keep looping them through. And be careful not to skip a bead because then it'll mess up the pattern. But you can, this is the same way you can make daisies and stars. Like that's a whole other tutorial. But if anybody likes these, leave a comment down below and I'll do more beading tutorials. I'm kind of rusty. But I used to make these every night. I didn't have a car when I was a teenager. I didn't have a car till I was 18, and then I didn't get my license till I was 21 because I was scared to drive. I have a video somewhere about my driving anxiety, and my mom was using my car until I got my license anyway. But when I couldn't hang out with friends because they had to pick me up, I lived pretty far away from them in like the next town over. I just found crafts to do, and then like when candy first started happening, and way before I was even into going to raves and stuff, candy was just like a sign of friendship. You would trade bracelets and it would plur and all the things, but then it kind of evolved, and you should never buy candy if you can help it, unless you're supporting like a small business. You're supposed to make it, but you know, if you find some that you like that you can't make yourself and you like it, like I say totally go for it, but it's kind of like frowned upon in the community to buy it from like Hot Topic, because Hot Topic was trying to sell their own version for a while. But it was just a thing. It was frowned upon if you bought your own candy bracelets. If it wasn't homemade or traded to you or gifted to you, then it was like, oh, you're a poser, you know, one of those things in the subculture. But yeah, you can see how quickly I'm making these. So we're going to do it one more time to show you. And so we have three little beads on one strand, and then you take your second and then you have that, and then you pull. So this is what we have so far. And then you want it to be tight, but not to the point where you're breaking the string. And if it starts getting tangled, you just kind of untwist it as it goes, but once you get past about 3 or 4, it kind of just lays flat. So I'm gonna finish this. I'll do a couple more for you, and then I'll show you how to tie it off. Yay! And by the way, obviously, since this is a tutorial video and it's probably the worst video ever, feel free to pause at any time, or again, you can rewind or comment down below if you are lost, because sometimes I don't realize if like things are not in focus when I'm trying to do a tutorial. But anyway, so by now you should have your ladder, so to speak, your 3 beads. You can also do this 2 or 4. I probably wouldn't recommend more than 3 or 4 because the elastic will cause them to curl, but like once it's on your wrist it'll lay flat. It just might look a little wonky with more than 3 beads. But you can even do it with 1 and it still looks cool if you just do the both like elastic in either side. But this is generally called a ladder. I should have mentioned that. Or you can call it a triple strand. So I have my little ladder at the length I want it, because keep in mind, if you make it a little bit too small for your wrist, it's obviously going to stretch. And to finish this off, I'm just going to tie a single knot. So you take your 2 strands and just do the over-under until you tighten it. And this part can be difficult because the last beads will try to curl. So you want to have it look like that with your single knot, and then without stretching it too much, you want to tie another knot. So 2 singles, and it's easier to do it on a flat surface so they don't curl as much. Yeah, so you just tighten that. So two singles to make a knot, and then you take your other strands and you're going to do the same thing to close it off. So you take 1 and put through 1, just like you did the whole ladder. And then you take the other and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm trying to do this and keep it in focus. And then pull the two ends like so. It's nice and tight. And it's gonna look like that. And then you just do the same thing. You do 2 single knots. Yay! And there is your bracelet. Yay! And then, of course, take your scissors and one is gonna curl. Like when you tighten it to knot it, you are gonna have this, and you can avoid that if you want, if you leave it a little bit looser when you tie the two together, but mine curled. See, it kind of peaked up right here because I tied it too tight, but then you have a full, complete bracelet. And like I said, you can do this with longer string elastic, and then you can make it a choker. You can leave the ladder flat and add like a keyring to it, or if you want. But yeah, before I get too ahead of myself, we're just gonna trim off the leftover elastic cording as close as I can, and then we have a beautiful glow-in-the-dark ladder bracelet. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. I hope this tutorial was thorough enough for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. As you know, if you're not new here, I love engagement. I try to answer every comment that's left on my channel. And if you like stuff like this, if you like simple tutorials or even more complex ones, I want to get back into crafting. So if you want, when I do a project, I can just record it as awkwardly as possible, of course. But if you do like this sort of thing, I will get more into more detailed tutorials. This was just kind of like a simple test. If you are interested in more beading tutorials especially, please let me know, and I'll try to get better at explaining what I'm doing, because some of these weaves with pony beads are kind of complicated if you don't know what you're doing. But once you have it down once, you get kind of used to it. Like, as you saw, this was just a simple matter of putting opposite strands into the same beads, and it's just repetitive. I think doing stuff like this is really soothing, especially if you have bad anxiety like me, or if you're easily bored and looking for something cheap and quick to do that you make for yourself. I mean, even if you don't have like the anxiety and you don't need something to do with your hands, there's just something so rewarding about the fact that, as simple as it may be, that you made it yourself and it's your own, and nobody else has one quite like you do. And that's like the beauty of DIY and doing whatever makes you happy and wearing whatever makes you happy. That's the whole point of this channel. But yes, if you want to see more stuff like this, please feel free to subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do when you like somebody on YouTube, and I will catch you in the next awkward video, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Love you so much. Bye. Awkward Pixie out. Love you so much. Bye.